I always believed it was the same stuff, fundamentally sound. They get stronger, they get more athletic, and they're able to do more special things as they get older, but there's only one way to play. I gave the coaches some handouts that I go over in spring training with. I'm not going to cover it all because I'd be here for another hour, and I really care a lot about getting in that cage and seeing you guys swing and making some suggestions to you. But I'm going to tell you, from a hitting standpoint, you want to have two things that are most important, that you'll be blown away when I tell you how hard it is for major league hitters to maintain this every day, every at bat. Every pitch is what I want, but how hard it is. You need to have an approach and you need to have a plan. Those are two things that we talk about. And a lot of times guys will go, hey, you got to have an approach. You got to have a good approach. Okay, yeah, all right, I get it. You got to have a plan. Have a good plan. You got to be able to make adjustments. You're never going to amount to anything if you don't make adjustments. So come on, let's make some adjustments. But nobody ever freaking tells them what it is. Nobody tells them what a plan is. Nobody tells them what an approach. Okay? I lay this stuff out in spring training day one with major league hitters. Everybody who's in camp. Because I want to establish a foundation of what I expect on a daily basis and how we're going to work and the things that we're going to build on in order to beat these suckers doing the little things. Taking advantage of playing the game the right way, fundamentally sound, with intensity and focus and concentration and aggressiveness, being on the attack in a disciplined fashion. So we practice and we work and we prepare every day to go out and take it to them. So a plan. A plan is, what are you looking for and where do you want it? You guys want to hit a fastball or a breaking ball? Fastball. Everybody wants to hit a fastball. So we need to have a plan where we're going to hunt a fastball in a certain area. You want a fastball down the middle or on the corner?
Down the middle.
Down the middle. So we're going to hunt a fastball down the middle, and we're going to be aggressive, and we're going to be on the attack. And we're not going to be afraid to be fooled or look bad. Because if you're afraid to be fooled and look bad, or be embarrassed swinging at a slider in the other batter's box when it looked like a fastball right down the middle out of the hand, and you went because you had that aggressive plan that you were going to get after it. Guys, sometimes guys go, but I don't want to look bad. I want to be embarrassed. If you wait to make sure that that fastball truly is a fastball down the middle and not a chase slider in the other batter's box, what happens? You're late. Pop it up, foul it off, miss it. Fastball counts 0-0, 1-0, 2-0, 3-1. Dead red. Okay? We're attacking. Our plan is to attack a fastball in the middle. And we go, and we ain't afraid to be fooled. Now, if you're going to go and you're going to be aggressive, that means you're also going to swing at some borderline pitches at times. But we're going to try not to. But we can't be afraid to be fooled. Okay? So we get past that right out of the gate because I want guys to be aggressive and disciplined. And if a hitter is not aggressive, when you go swing at a pitch up here, do you feel good or bad about it? Okay. Everybody feels bad about it. Were you trying to swing at a pitch up here? No. You don't stand on deck circle and go, I can't wait to get a pitch right here. I'm going to go. I'm going to swing at a slider near the batter's box. So from a hitting coach standpoint, I'm going to praise the aggressiveness, but encourage the discipline. Hunt here, hunt here. Guys keep chasing elevated fastballs. Move what you're hunting down. Focus on the knees. Don't focus dick high. Focus on the knees. That'll help you lay off the high fastball. Okay? But that plan means absolutely nothing if you get in the batter's box and just try and see ball, hit ball. See ball, hit ball is a recipe for disaster. Okay? Now you pitchers need to listen to this because this is the crap that happens that can give you a huge advantage when you're facing hitters. They just want to see ball, hit ball, get a good pitch and drive it. So if you can start some stuff, dick high in the middle of the plate and have it leave and move and sink, you got them. But if you have a good approach with this plan, hitters, now you're going to get fooled less. Now you're going to stay shorter. Now you're going to stay inside the ball. Now you're going to have a chance to stay on the ball and through the ball longer. Your recognition is going to go through the roof. You're going to see the ball better than you've ever seen it. Your timing is going to be more consistent than it's ever been if you have an approach. What's a good approach? Anybody got sacked? Want to tell me what a good approach is?
A fastball.
Hunt the fastball.
Hunt the fastball.
Hunt the fastball. Thank you for the sack. What did I say a plan was? What's a good plan? Hunt what?
Fastball.
Fastball down the middle. So that's what a lot of guys do. Thank you for the sack. You had sack to say that. But that's what people think. I just want to get a good pitch. I want to hunt a good pitch. I want to be aggressive on a good pitch and attack. That's not an approach. An approach is where you're trying to hit it. You're going to have approach through the middle. You can have approach pull. You can have approach oppo. You can have approach oppo gap. You can have approach pull gap. You have approach on the ground, hard on the ground middle, hard on the ground oppo, hard on the ground pull. You see all the different approaches that you can have? I ask guys to have an approach on every pitch. A plan and an approach. You get 2-0, you're feeling sexy? You want to go early? You want to hunt a heater in? Go for it. Go early, but we got to stay close. We got to stay short. We got to stay inside. We got to stay within ourselves. We got to try and be on time. Because pitchers are trying to do two things. They're trying to jack up your timing, and they're trying to get you conscious of your weakness. So they want to jack up your timing by adding and subtracting, and then they try and hit spots to exploit your weakness. Okay? The more you think in and the more you think pull, the more vulnerable you are, right or wrong. Okay? So the commitment to get to a pitch in and hit it with authority out front means you got to go way earlier, right? In a hitter's mind, a guy with an average fastball, what's average? 90? 88? 88, 89? Guy with an average fastball, 88, 89, you got to go about 5 minutes earlier, it feels like in your brain, than if you're letting the ball travel and try and go up the middle, oppo gap. And when you have to commit sooner, that means you're more vulnerable on breaking stuff and more vulnerable on late movement. See? Cut. Just that late little movement. Run. So we want to shorten our distance to contact, maximize our ability to make solid contact, which is be on time. Barrel to baseball on time. So I want guys to be aggressive, hunting a heater middle, be aggressive, and try and spin the frickin' pitcher's cap around. And if guys have a little tendency to loop, I want them to hit them in the kneecap. Guys have a little tendency to be late, I want him to hit it off of his left leg or his right leg, depending on how slow they are or how early they are. And so we make adjustments from hitter to hitter, and depending on what your tendencies are and where you're vulnerable and issues that you need to work out in the swing, we fix mechanics by tweaking the brain. This is what controls everything. So I want guys to have confidence, aggressiveness, and discipline. And discipline, the number one discipline that I want them to have is being aggressive on a pitch in a zone and adjust off of that. So we train to work the mechanics the right way. I want them to stay short, want them to stay closed with the front shoulder. We're going to start off, we need something going back. We call it a load. Getting back before the weight transfer comes. Power comes from the legs. Hand speed comes from the legs. So we want to be strong with our base. We need to have a strong foundation. Power comes from here. We need to be on balance. We need to be strong. But up here, this is where we have loose, tension-free, hand speed, whip, leverage, backspin, drive the ball gap to gap. Okay? Pitchers are going to try and jack your timing up. They want you to be early or late. Okay? So if you have an approach through the middle on a guy with normal stuff, okay, and you're trying to hit the ball right back off his forehead, your timing may be perfect to do that 30% of the time, 35% of the time, that the ball actually goes through the middle. So 65 to 70% of the time, every swing you take, you're going to be a little early or a little late, right? Because they're trying to jack your timing up, and you can't be perfectly on time every time. But what the approach does of staying there creates a short distance with your hands to where the barrel of the bat lags through on the plane of the ball for as long as possible. So if we're early, click, we pull it. If we're late, we barrel it back here, it goes the other way. Do you care if you hit a double the other way or pull side? Double's a double, right? We just want barrel. We want solid, consistent contact. We want our recognition to be as good as possible. We want our timing to be as good as possible. And so the plan and the approach are the two best things. So pitchers, hitters will sense pussy, number one. You don't want to be a pussy. You can throw 78 mile an hour or 85 mile an hour or 98 mile an hour, and if you're a pussy, hitters will know it. They go, this sucker's scared. He got no sack. What do pussies do? They don't attack. Their body language. They'll be all insecure. Oh, gosh. Oh, how did I freaking not hit that spot? Oh, how did he hit that ball so hard? They won't pitch inside. They won't try and challenge according to some brains. Okay? What's challenge? Challenge is pitching with your 80 mile an hour fastball to a spot when they think you're going to try and throw your 65 mile an hour change. I use that as an extreme, but we'll face guys, little dudes that don't throw hard, that jerk us off all day long because they ain't scared. They challenge, they hit spots, they got confidence in their stuff, they ain't afraid to pitch backwards, they're not afraid to have some sack to challenge to a four-hole hitter who just yanked one foul, just foul, that would have put them ahead late in the game. You go, screw you, I'm coming right back in there. And now I'm going to hit my spot. I'm coming right back in there and blow them up. Or get him 2-0, first and third, tie game, go ahead, run on third, and you throw a freaking 2-0 change up, pull the string, roll him over into a double play, end to end. Pitch was sacked. Compete. And you know, if you can get hitters conscious in here to where they want to cheat and they want to go early, that then you can do whatever you want with the off-speed stuff. And you're going to mess them up big time. So always, hitters, focus on your strength, not your weakness. So I don't like home runs MVP. I hate it, actually. If you want to hit home runs MVP, go Oppo. I tell guys, real men go Oppo. Anybody, I could go pull a home run right now. But real men go Oppo. I love home runs in the game. I could give a flip less about home runs MVP. Because guys who focus on pull, deep, launch, and BP usually end up hitting little dribblers and weak pop-ups in the game. And we want to try and keep that to a minimum. So work on your strength. Focus on your strength. I like to tell guys, don't panic in. We don't want to panic. We want to trust in. Trust in. You stay close, you stay loose, you stay short. You give your hands a chance to have lightning bolts in them, and you can do some special things without even trying. Just because of game adrenaline. Bring confidence every day. Confidence can come from your sack. Confidence can come from your work ethic. Confidence can come from your ability to compete when the game's on the line, when it matters. Put your confidence in those things, not just results. It's easy to have confidence when you're a stud, when you're getting results. What are you going to put your confidence in? I put my confidence in my work ethic and my ability to compete in my freaking brain. And it started as a freshman right here. I had no idea what was going to happen after that. I got good grades. I learned to be efficient. I learned to maximize my time. I didn't like pissing away time. I got burnt out on video games very early when I was young because I felt like it was freaking a waste of my brain. Now I know I'm a freak. I'm different. But I always wanted to be the best I could be, whatever it was. I just wanted to be the best. I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to help people. I love helping people. I love giving back. I have passion and I have intensity for the game and to help. And so, pitchers, you got a coach that pitched in the big leagues, who understands and gets it. You got hard-working assistants who care so much about you guys maximizing your potential as a player. Okay? We all want to help you be the best you can be. And I commend you guys for being here, being part of it, and believing in the coaches, and being part of this program. Because we want to help get Eastern baseball back on the path that it once was, when it was something we could be proud of with our one scholarship. And I know he's got plans and aspirations to try and make these facilities better. That locker room's embarrassing. That locker room's the same locker room I got dressed in 1981, 2, and 3. The same locker room. And the same window where we threw our dirty towels and dirty underwear and dirty sweatsuits. Skip, we didn't have stuff this nice though, did we?
We didn't have.
No. You guys got
Dugout
Adidas.
was
What did we have?
No dugout was down in here, all wood.
Yeah. So there's improvements that are being made, but these guys got plans to make it even better. So I'm going to be here today. Take advantage. Ask anything you want. I want to help you. I want to be a resource for you. Ask whatever you want. Only stupid question is one that doesn't get asked. So if you have questions now, you want to throw it out there, feel free. We can have a little wrap up at the end if you have questions about things that we talk about or work on. Whatever you want to do. Anybody have anything? Any questions? All right, shut up. Let's go. Yeah.
Who's your favorite hitter to work with the Braves?
Favorite hitter to work with the Braves? Andrelton Simmons. And I'll tell you why. Probably the biggest challenge that I've ever had as a hitting coach. The absolute most stubborn, bullheaded team guy that I've ever been around. Stubborn, bullheaded. Now that message can be a negative, right? That term can be a negative. Stubborn and bullheaded to be the very best teammate and contributor day in and day out because he hates to lose so bad. He will give anything and everything to win a ball game. And he beats himself up so bad because he got beat on as a kid growing up that when he failed, he wasn't good enough. Have any of you ever watched much of Simba play shortstop?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, I've been in the game a long time, and he's the best I've ever seen. He has instincts at maximum speed. He has instincts that we just sit there, our jaw hits. I saw Ozzie Smith. I played with Omar Vizquel. Those were the two best I ever saw. I'll put Simba with either of them. Special. I was telling Skip a bunch of stories about him last night. Special. So I love working with him as a hitter because of his hard attitude and because he's not a 240 hitter. He ought to hit 280 to 300. And it took me 3 months to convince him that he needed to get off his own self and let me help him. And when he started doing that, things got a lot more consistent. But he keeps battling himself because of the scars of his upbringing and getting beat on for not being good. You fail, bad. You're not trying. You're not working hard enough. You got a bad attitude. Fix it. Do better. Okay, that's noble stuff. But not if it tears you down when you're trying to be the best you can be. So there's a fine line and a happy median of being lazy and being too hard on yourself and slacking and not working hard enough. Work smart and hard, but not too hard to where you're stupid. And that's where, when you play the game, the scoreboard will dictate how aggressive you are. If you swing at the first pitch, or if you're down by 2 runs and we need base runners, or 3 runs and we need base runners late in the game, you don't go swing at the first pitch, you take a strike. But if it's a tie game and you're a middle of the order guy who can knock the ball out of the ballpark late in the game, you don't take a strike, you get ready to go. So if you're down by 2 or 3 and you hit a ball in the gap late in the game and you get thrown out at second trying to stretch it into a double, normally that can be an aggressive mistake, but if you're down 2 or 3, that's a stupid mistake. So there's a fine line of stupid and aggressive. And so what the coach's job, our job is to try and put distance between stupid. And go aggressive, 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 attack, 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 run the bases hard. As soon as you hit the freaking ball, you're looking single, possible double, possible triple, possible inside the park or right out of the box. There ain't no cool breezing down to first base. No reason to cool breeze. Go hard. Not so hard that you pop hammies, but go hard. Keep the pressure on the opposition. Okay? Because all the big dog studs are at Illinois and Illinois State. So if you want to beat them, you got to beat them with heart and attitude and smarts. And so it all starts here in the fall. This is when we started working on all this stuff. Doing our cutoffs and relays and rundowns and first and third situations and bunt defenses. And taking 50 bunts a day for 3 years before we could even stretch. We bunted 50 balls a day before we could stretch. I hit 300 almost every year in the minor leagues. Because if the third baseman was even with the bag or back, it was a knock. Because I could bunt with a metal bat and kill it 15 feet down the line, 5 feet off the line, because we had to put our hat right there and we had to kill it in between the foul line and that hat. And it was just fair or foul, just fair or foul, just fair or foul. Right, puppy? Yes. And we all get together, the alumni that played for him, and we tell stories and we have our lines and the stuff that he beat into us day in, day out. And that's why I got to the big leagues. Because of the discipline and the way I practiced and the way I worked. And the way I thought and the heart that I had. And the sack that we brought every day. Not just when it's game time. This right now is where you find out who you are. Because fall's winding down. Gosh, I just want to get this over with, man. Gosh, this is boring. This sucks. You know what? You're gonna, if you want to play pro ball, which everybody in here raised their hand, you're gonna do this the rest of your life. So you want to be the best at it. Not just say you played college ball at Eastern Illinois. I was the best I could be, whatever that is. It may only be I played college ball at Eastern Illinois. But you have no regrets when you look in the mirror and you go, gave it everything I had. Gave it everything I had. I learned sacrifice, I learned team, I learned unselfishness, I learned discipline, and this is going to help me be a good dad, teach my kids things I learned on a baseball field. Great question. Any other questions?
I got one.
Yeah.
What would you say to your hitters that their plan is attack fastball, and in a game or in a squad or whatever, you're either late or they just take it? What are some things that you would talk to them about?
So
Their
if
plan
I
is
see 'em
fastball,
late-
but yet it seems like they're not ready for it, even though
Right.
they say that's their plan.
So there's several things that will cause late. Number one, I thought he was not throwing as hard as what he is. Get on time. Go sooner. But number two, I want to swing a bad pitch. I don't want to swing at a fastball up here or down here. That makes late. You react to a strike instead of expecting a strike. And the other is, I don't want to chase a breaking ball. I don't want to look bad. That's why I started off with aggressive, not be afraid to be fooled. Okay, you can never get fooled and never do damage, or you can look stupid once in a while and do some major damage. Who do you want to be? Okay, and usually that comes back to the sack question. I ain't gonna be afraid. I'm just gonna freaking bring it with everything I got in a smart way, in a disciplined way, and I'm gonna freaking keep coming. I don't know how much you watched the Braves this year, but we were freaking horrible. Horrible. We traded the middle of our offense, middle of our order in the offseason. We traded guys in the middle of the season that were the only impact bats that we had for the most part. Freddie Freeman missed almost half the season with injury. Nick Markakis just came off neck surgery where he had disc repaired. And we sucked. But you know what our manager said? The day before the last game, we were playing St. Louis Cardinals to finish up the season. He had a meeting. He said, I've been playing, and by the way, he won his 700th game as a manager, the first game of the doubleheader on Sunday. He said, I've been managing 7 years. And he said, been to the playoffs 3 times. He goes, this, talent-wise, was the worst team that I've ever managed, overall. But the team with the most heart and the most fight, by far, of any team I've ever managed. And he said, I can't tell you guys how much I appreciate. We got outmanned at times, we got knocked down. But I can't tell you how much I appreciate you getting up and swinging back. And punching back. And you never stop punching for 9 innings. Every night. And he's 100% right. That's why it was the hardest year I've ever endured in professional baseball. But in my heart, probably as proud as I could possibly be by a bunch of guys who were outmanned every night. And we called it bringing a knife to a gunfight. That's what we felt like. We were bringing a knife to a gunfight every night with the talent we had. But we kept coming. Kept coming, kept coming, kept coming. And implementing from an offensive standpoint the stuff that I talked about, hunting fastball in fastball counts. Hunting fastball in, I call them either or counts. Either or. 0-1, 1-1, 2-1. You can hit a fastball or you can hit an off-speed pitch. Whatever you do, whatever you hunt, you're hunting fastball to hit through the middle. If you see the off-speed pitch, let it break, let it travel. Try and hit it through the middle. Either or. If it's paint, you don't want it, take it. 2 strikes. What's a good 2-strike approach? Anybody with sack?
Let it get deep.
Let it get deep. Anybody got anything else?
Shorten up.
Shorten up. What else?
Put the ball in play.
Put the ball in play. Okay? Don't want to get fooled, right? Don't want to get beat on a fastball. So in order to let it get deep, but not get fooled, be late on the fastball, and not get fooled as often as you possibly could, we got to be ready for the fastball, shorten up, use our hands, and try and hit the fastball the other way. Fastball oppo, 2-strike approach. So our BP routine, we go 4 guys in a group, 2 bunts each guy, first round. Next round, 7 oppo. 7 oppo. First round, 7 oppo. Hit the ball on the line the other way. Why? 2-strike approach. You're facing a guy that's jerking you off with a lot of off-speed stuff. You see guys out front, fooled, got good deception on his changeup or his slider. You go right into fastball oppo. If he's going to be a pussy, ain't going to challenge you, you got to look up, think fastball oppo, you might clip him and take him out, pull side. Because if he ain't going to challenge you, he's going to try and jerk you off. So if they're not going to challenge you and you know they're going to jerk you off, you just go oppo approach right out of the gate. Then you see the off-speed pitch that much better. You see a guy that's going freaking rush and he's feeling sexy with his heater, then you may want to shorten up and go early. Try and catch him out front. Middle approach mechanically, but we're going to go a hair sooner. And that's how you catch them out front. You don't go into hook mode, sit and spin, blow open, get long, or get in and out. We go middle approach swing, go early. 2-0, 3-1, 1-0, 0-0. But you want to pick a spot when you do that. You don't want to make a way of life out of that. Because last year, 2-strike hitters, here's the percentages that hitters hit with 2 strikes at the major league level. 49%. 2 strikes. 49% of at bats, hitters will have 2 strikes on it. That's crazy. If you don't have a good 2-strike approach, you're going to punch out. Dude, I freaking hated punching out. As a hitting coach, they're like little paper cuts. You know? Ah, suck, you punched out. Paper cut. Paper cut. Ah, suck, you punched out. Next thing you know, you're freaking bleeding all over the place. Just kills you. I hate it. And guys don't care nowadays about punching out. I mean, back when I played, it was a prideful thing, a thing that you could be excited about if you had more walks than punch outs. That crap never happens anymore. But that's what you want to be, the toughest freaking out that sucker could ever ask for. You're a grinder. You're going to compete. You got sack. You're going to bring it. You ain't afraid to hit with 2 strikes. You're going to take in till 2 strikes because you don't want this sucker. If you're looking for it and you get it, I ask guys, if you're looking heater in and you get heater in, how many times does something good happen? 1 out of how many? Not very often. Common answer, 1 out of 8, 1 out of 9, 1 out of 10. So I said, your whole life you've been taught hit the ball through the middle, react in. I don't like the term react in. Because if you're telling me you're 1 out of 8, 1 out of 9 when you're looking in and you get in, if you're not looking in and you're reacting, it goes 1 out of 15, 1 out of 20. Either way, you suck. Okay? You can work on pulling the ball till the cows come home. But pulling the ball is a byproduct of contact out front. Catching it a hair early. Okay? Guys say, hey, when we gonna work on pulling the ball? We're not. We're not. I want your mechanics clean. I want your path clean. I want you short, loose, tension-free, inside the ball, on your legs, back to back, gap to gap backspin. That's what I want. And if you're early, you're going to pull it. But we're not going to sit and spin. I mean, anybody can go freaking pull the ball in VP and flips. And okay. If we get somebody to throw 48 mile an hour or throw underhand, you can pull the ball. But it's not easy to pull the ball in a game. Pull hitters hit 230. They do. Edwin Encarnacion, Jose Batista, last year. I watched those guys, 30 plus home runs every year, driving 100, unbelievable, pull hitters, okay? And they're like, holy crap, what are you going to do with them? I said, I'm going to encourage them to hit the ball back through the middle, take the RBI with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. When they got the shift on pull side, take the RBI, shoot a ground ball the other way. We're going to work on it every day. If they choose not to do it, then that's their problem. You know what I found out when I got there? Every freaking ball that they hit in soft toss, tee work, and batting practice, they try to hit right back through the middle. Last couple rounds, they catch the ball out front to pull. But I said, you guys pull in the game, why you hit the ball through the middle all the other time? They said, because we want our swing to work that way, the right way, and then we move our contact point out front. And they have unbelievable recognition. They have an unbelievable plan and approach and idea of what the hitters or the pitcher's going to throw, because the time they put in video work, studying tendencies. Batista looks for tips. If you guys are tippers, you better fix it quick, because there may be a smart guy in another dugout that's going to find something, flared glove, tight, different angle, out of way, out of the stretch, closer to the body, hands a little lower. You better figure it out, because there's teams that will pick it up quick and you'll get your titties wet. Don't tip. Any other questions? Great question. Yeah.
What do you guys do if you know you're facing a pitcher that's on a roll, like Marietta, say half face a guy like that? What's your approach with something?
Pray. We faced him twice. And you know, when you scout these guys up and you watch the stuff, I mean, he's 83, 84, 93, cutter slider, freaking ride on his heater at 95, two-seam run, 95. You sit there and go, oh, he's probably going to no-hit us. But I can't tell the hitters that, but in my gut, I'm going, no freaking chance. I mean, we're running little chihuahuas out there to this big freaking dog fight, and that's a big dog out there who's been shoving on some high payroll teams. And you know what? It all comes out in the wash. You get them ready for what the fastball is. You get them ready for the tendencies. I look at percentages versus left versus right. Runners in scoring position. I go through each count. I have the the bat system, our video system that I do all my advanced scouting on. Percentages of fastballs in certain counts, breaking balls in certain counts. I'll go through every single count. How much he pitches in, he's going to pound in. Pittsburgh Pirates, check how many hit by pitches they have. They are going to pound in. Pound in. They will hit you. They are coming in. And as soon as you go day one, first game of a series, boom, boom, boom. And the suckers are going, all right, I'm going to freaking get them out of here. And then it's ding, 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 ding. And so I get them ahead of time prepared. Don't let the freaking pitcher dictate your plan. Don't let the pitcher dictate who you are in that batter's box. You take control of this at bat. Don't piss away at bats. They are precious. They are gold. You never want to go home and go, I gave away the first at bat. I gave away the last at bat. I don't know why I swung at the first pitch, the first at bat. When I hadn't faced the guy, I dribbled it out. And then I came up the second at bat with the bases loaded and nobody out, and I didn't have any idea what his stuff was. because I swung the first at bat. Don't piss away at bats. So you get prepared with what he's got, movement on the ball, what your plan of attack is, take control of your at bat, your plan, and your approach. So if anybody ever asks you what your plan and approach is, you will have a good answer now, I hope. Otherwise, I put you to sleep. And if you need to make adjustments, we will be talking about what adjustments are down here, whether it be mechanically or mentally. But they're all mentally, because the mental controls the mechanics. Okay? Great question. Any more? Arietta's tough though, by the way. Dirty. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm a pitcher, so I don't know how much you're going to give me on this, but you're talking about going off scouting reports. If he's busting someone in, say that, well, there's a scouting report for the pitcher too on the hitters. If he's just not following the scouting report, you're going and just pitching and pitching, what do you do as a hitting coach when they come back? Like, what do you tell them to do other, like, the switch?
Well, when I give the hitters the tendencies and the approach and mindset, okay, I like the Pirates. I prepare them, they're going to get pounded in. The reason I prepare them that they're going to get pounded in is so that they don't deviate from what they want, okay? So from a hitting standpoint, you can do whatever you want. You can try and jerk them off whatever you want. I want these guys aggressive, hunting a fastball in the middle, not afraid to be fooled, trying to spin your cap around. And after they get a strike on them, I want them to stay maybe not quite as aggressive, ready for your fastball, and any secondary stuff that you throw, try and spin your cap around on that. And then with 2 strikes, and all the while we're going to take in, unless they're just being aggressive and they go in. But with 2 strikes, then we're going off of. So you can go do whatever you want. I give them the tendencies and the percentages, like Lackey the other day. 65, 68% fastball versus left versus right in every single count. Now, 2 strike counts, you can throw them out the window because we got to look fastball, oppo, and adjust because you got 2 strikes, you're grinding with that approach. But so I look at all the other counts. And every count, he was 65 to 68% fastball with the exception of 2 counts. Guess what they were? He was 50-50 hard and soft. 2 counts, 2-0 and 3-1. As a hitter, that's something you want to know. First at bat, Simba, who's an aggressive fastball guy, early count swinger, first pitch, everybody knows it, so they'll throw him chase sliders, see how many he'll go at. He goes at them a lot. That's okay. But Lackey gets him 2-0 his first at bat, throws him a 2-0 slider, and he goes, and I'm sitting over there going, that's because I told him he might throw a slider right there. So it doesn't always work out, but if a hitter's got an idea of what your tendencies are, and I guarantee you, University of Illinois ain't going to have that kind of data on you. But just understand, fastball counts, off-speed counts. If you pitchers establish that you will throw an off-speed pitch and a fastball count for a strike, you can just about have as much fun as you want to have with a hitter. Because you can get away with 82 mile an hour right down the middle if you've already dropped 2-0 changeups on his buddy. You know what I'm saying? Because when you do something on that bump, the whole dugout's taking note of it. And so you follow the report that you have, stepping in the bucket, cheating in, diving, looking away, jerk them off. Bow! If they're diving. Slider if they're stepping in the bucket. Change